They did it. They finally did it. No, not that. Not because Albedo didn't try, but because she had been interrupted by Mare and a couple of 8-edged assassins back in Season 3. But they finally kissed. And therefore hello and welcome to another episode of Anime Explained. And today we will analyze why Ainz Ooal kissed Albedo and how he felt. Well, between all the ripping and tearing, it's good to have some slicing, or in that case slice of life in between. But with that said, let me at first thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. Now with that said, let's dive into today's topic. And to be honest, the kiss left me blindsided. I didn't expect it to work, especially because Albedo went right in for a kiss after applying to the theory that she, despite the fact that she has full sickness immunity, could catch a disease, and that kissing helps to bolster the immune system. And the explanation Albedo used for why she needed a kiss right now might have been just a leftover knowledge piece from her creator, Tabula Smaragdina. But we also have to remember that this was basically an afterthought to the much more pressing matter that Sheltier's attackers haven't been found, hence why Albedo traveled with her world-class item, Ginun Gagab, to Reyes, in order to force the kingdom to fully recognize Ainz Ooal's own kingdom. And Ainz shockingly obliged and kissed Albedo briefly on her cheek, something that now further explains why she was so disgusted by that disgusting thing over here. Now I say kissed, but as an undead overlord, Ainz Ooal has no lips, so all he really could do was to press his teeth softly against her cheek. And at this point we also get to know that Ainz, despite being an undead that hasn't eaten once in roughly a year or so, daily brushes his teeth and made sure to keep his body clean, which was also why he used to take slime baths, where he essentially gets licked clean by a slime. And this was also very greatly described in the 8th light novel. Seriously, I had a really good somewhat dirty laugh at the end. But anyway, back to topic. Ainz, after kissing Albedo because she wished it and because she was going away at a work errand, immediately regretted doing so because Albedo bursted into tears and cried for a while. Albedo herself didn't expect this to work either and was now all the happier that it happened, so she couldn't contain her emotions at all. And neither could Ainz until his emotional inertness kicked in and thankfully relieved him from all of the shame and confusion that just has happened right now. For while Albedo was still a virgin, she was not only highly intelligent but also a succubus, and therefore able to be easily flirty, nice and caring. Lord Ainz, on the other hand, was mentally still a socially isolated otaku, a lonely guy at heart, without a family or any real social relationships, neither romantically or otherwise. And the only other place where Ainz Ooal talked to other people outside of work had been the Great Tomb of Nazarick, had been the online game of Yggdrasil. And while we don't know much about Ainz Ooal's human love life and what happened back in his own human world, there was this one time he vividly remembered where one female cashier cringed and was visibly disgusted of Ainz back in his old world, so she dropped the change on the counter rather than touching his hand by putting the change in it. And boy, was this single line cruel. You really feel for Ainz Ooal and his social awkwardness and insecurities in this situation, and it also explains why the reaction was so stressful for him right now, especially because Ainz Ooal now again regretted that he has messed with Albedo's character description, and he would have never done so if he had known what would happen afterwards. So a huge portion of guilt added itself to this shame. And again, he didn't know what to do in this situation, aside from saying, "Albedo, please don't cry," and to hug her awkwardly, for he had no previous romantic experiences with any women. He also briefly considered to ask the maid beside him, which is called Lumiere, for help, but after already making one woman cry because he apparently did something horribly wrong, and thus from his own perspective embarrassed himself thoroughly. He didn't want to further embarrass himself in front of a second woman, and that's also why he ordered Lumiere to forget everything she has seen. Now my point is, isekais can be very relatable indeed. Now jokes aside, or at least half-truths. When Ainz finally stopped worrying, he realized that Albedo had also finally stopped crying, and apologized for letting Ainz Ooal go on seeing her from this more shameful side. After that, Ainz asked Albedo if she was alright, which she confirmed, and then finally, she left for the Kingdom of Riestais. And I personally feared that this entire scene had been cut out, but no, it is still in, which makes me very happy. Now there's this one other more intimate scene that still has hopefully made it into the season 4, but my expectations about that one are realistic and therefore basically non-existent. Now in the grand scheme of things, that kiss, at least thus far, stayed without any meaningful consequences, aside from Albedo being even more disgusted by Philip. But after the cross-dressing scene from the same part of the same light novel, or basically just the first part of season 4, became much more relevant much later, there's simply no way that this kiss won't have severe consequences, and possibly will be the reason why Albedo's very own shadowy conspiracy might finally start to affect the wider plot. And with that ominous last statement, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Be There, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley0221, Sia, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Hat, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc War Boss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.